Hello, my name's Ben,
And my name's Josh.
and welcome back to FPL Graduates. Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to our first YouTube video on Euro Fantasy 24. We're very much looking forward to it. We both were fairly successful in the last Euros game. Let's hope that can continue. We're going to be showing you some of the hidden gems that we found in this fantasy game. So without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Okay, so kicking off into our hidden gems, we're going to start with Mark Gahey. So he's priced this year at 4.5 million euros. And obviously, I don't think anyone really expected to be picking him going into this tournament. But due to Maguire's injury, he almost becomes the first choice England centre-back along John Stones, who also has a knock at the moment that he picked up against Iceland in their last friendly. Serbia, Denmark, Slovenia in the group for England, which are good fixtures from a defensive point of view. Only Denmark there really a good attacking team out of the three. And obviously, depending on your chip strategy, you could obviously avoid that fixture. 5 games played in the qualifiers, no attack and returns. He did get 2 clean sheets, both against Malta, so nothing too crazy. What's your thoughts on him, Ben?
Yeah, I think for the price that he's at, I don't think we're expecting to get an England defender for 4.5, which is a bonus. However, the drawback is England defensively is that's their weak point. They go and score a lot of goals, but they also do concede a few along the way as well. So you just got to be wary of that. I think the ceiling for a player like him is going to be fairly low, but he could end up being fairly consistent with the ball recoveries, etc. So yes, one to keep eye on. 90-minute man, yes, but might concede 1 or 2 frustrating goals. Okay, so next up, we've got another cut price defender, Wout Faes from Belgium at 4 million. Again, not one we were expecting to be able to sign for this cheap, but looks like he's starting, looks like he's fairly nailed on to play for Belgium. And again, we're looking at the fixtures, they are fairly decent as well. I mean, for that price, are you going to say he's probably a shoe-in?
Yeah, I think you have to. As you say, 8 starts out of 8 in the qualifiers, got an assist as well as 5 clean sheets in that time. Belgium arguably have one of the easiest groups as well, so you could argue you could probably keep him throughout your limitless chips and things like that because there's no real reason to go away. The only caveat here is maybe De Kuipers, who I don't think is actually in the game just yet. He plays left back or left wing back for Belgium. He could be point 0.5 more, but even then, like you're saving so much money. Obviously, Belgium's clean sheet potential is really high, and you're sort of covering that at the lowest price point. So there's nothing to complain about. And yeah, I think at the moment he's still under 8% owned, something like that. So a really nice differential option. Okay then, so next up is Hakan Çalhanoğlu from Turkey. Obviously he's the Inter Milan midfielder coming in at 6.5 million euros, which is a really interesting price point for midfielders because there are a lot of options at that price, all with their pros and cons. We've got the likes of Scott McTominay, Rodri, just to name a couple. Obviously, Çalhanoğlu is Turkey's #1 penalty taker, and I know the stats on the screen don't really look great with 0 goals and 0 assists in the qualifiers, but that is one of the main assets from him. He's going to be Turkey's penalty taker, and if you're looking to punt on a 6.5 million euro midfielder for match day 1 in particular, I think he's one of the better options, especially when Rodri's facing Croatia and Scott McTominay he's facing Germany. I think if you're fixture style manager, this could be a good shout. What's your thoughts on him, Ben?
Yeah, I think he's a decent option. The price point at 6.5 to even like down as low as 5. There's not actually too many options that you think I'd go for him. So yeah, to have a penalty taker and a starter is always really important, and more important than anything in fantasy games like this, where you can sub in players during the game weeks to make sure all of your players, all 15, have 90-minute potential in them. So yeah, like him as a bit of a budget option there. Okay, so next up is a guy that's currently in my team. It's Leandro Trossard of Belgium. He's had such a good end to the season, not just for Belgium, but for Arsenal as well. 4 games played, 2 goals for Belgium recently, no assists, and he's looking really good and looking like probably one of the first names on the team sheet for Belgium at the moment. As Josh alluded to, the fixtures are fantastic as well. So I'd heavily look at a double up in Belgium attack, potentially going into match day 1. Josh, what are your thoughts on Trossard? 8 million, a little bit more expensive, but probably worth it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like we mentioned, the Belgian fixtures are unbelievable. So if you're looking at any, in terms of targeting. This is the one. Obviously, Trossard a little bit differential as well, and a lot of managers will have Lukaku, maybe even De Bruyne as well. But I don't think we can guarantee minutes with De Bruyne necessarily. With Trossard, I think we can a little bit more. As you mentioned, €8 million is quite steep when you consider you can get the likes of maybe Gundogan for $1 million cheaper. But I think if you're looking to hold him for at least 2 of these games in the match day, in the group stage, sorry, I think he's definitely going to be worth it. Okay then, so our fifth and final hidden gem for this video is going to be Rasmus Højlund, coming in at €7.5 million. Obviously he is a forward, so you have to bear in mind that you might have to lose one of your old faithful forwards up top with the likes of Mbappe, Kane, Lukaku as previously mentioned. But he's had a really, really good qualifying campaign. 8 matches played, 7 goals, 1 assist. He's obviously got a decent group aside from England, and I think the England fixture is okay as well. Obviously, Ben touched on it talking about Gahey, with England's defence not looking as sharp as what it could be. So yeah, Slovenia match day 1, Serbia match day 3. I think there's good potential for him to get on the score sheet. He's also on penalties as well for Denmark, which is a massive bonus as well. And like we say, at €7.5 million, when you've got the likes of Kane and Mbappe at 11, Lukaku at 9, you could save a lot of budget here if you're looking to maybe bring in some more expensive midfielders, as we mentioned with Trossard, or even some expensive defenders like Van Dijk. What's your thoughts on him, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, budget in this game is really, really important because, unlike in FPL, like FPL, you could probably get away with £500,000, £1 million in the bank. Here, there's so many players that you're going to want to pick the best ones. And Højlund, I think, is a decent option. There's a lot of other very decent options at that price point as well. You're looking at your Kai Havertz, etc., as options. But I think in terms of differential, if you back Denmark to do well, then I think you're onto a winner there. It's all very much dependent on this Danish team. Like, there's a good mixture of youth and experience in this team. I think the wing backs again are going to be fantastic for them, and hopefully Højlund gets a little bit more up top in terms of sort of balls in from behind than he does at United.
Okay then, so that wraps up our hidden gems and our first video for the Euro 2024 fantasy content. There'll be an upload every single day this week before the tournament starts on Friday. We're going through loads of things to cover all bases for your Euro 2024 fantasy teams. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.
Yeah, and as always, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And as usual, I've been Ben.
I've been Josh.
And we'll see you guys
later. Have a good match day, everyone.
You may rise, but you'll never make me wanna stick around you.